The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, not a good way to start off the show. Let me have a sip of tea. Try it again. Just did an hour for Tommy's show, the morning market kickoff. Now we've got follow through. It's going to be an important hour for all the different indices. So this is the Tiger Technicians Hour, Friday, the 26th of April. Here we go. I've had a very strong bounce. I have a technique that I call the Chapman wave trend gauge reading. If it has a very low reading on any particular day, there's a particular number I look at. It implies that the Dow, regardless of what the futures are doing, even how high they are, the Dow should go negative and then have a rally. Well, it didn't look like it would work. It worked today. It went negative, and now it's running. It's up 167. So this arch formation sees the MACD and the daily chart moving up. Now it's positive. That's the first time it's been positive since it went negative way back just after that double top high, the one at 39,889. This is going to be a very important moment because the weekly chart, you can see the 9 period right here is still above the black 14 period moving average. And I've drawn in an arch formation saying that I believe there could be a rally and then a retest. I don't know how high the rally is going to go, but we'll see what happens. So within that context, we've got the S&P right there, much stronger. It's up 51 points at 5,099.53. Of course, it also holds Google, which is trading at this is Alphabet Inc. Trading at 172.66. It opened at 175.99 and it went to 176.42. Now it's 4 points below that. And I think that this is a little excessiveness. So how we're looking, let's give it a whole week, Friday a week. If Friday a week, it trades even one day of the week, next week, below 167, then I think this is going to be a high of importance, at least in the short term. If in the next 3 sessions, that's today included, and Monday and Tuesday, today's high of 176.42, if that's taken out, that makes the low today of 172.35 really important because if there's that kind of strength, because it comes back from the selling pressure right now, that makes the low of whatever the low is today important because it could go fractionally under it. And if it closes back in within 2 sessions below today's low, above today's low, that's kind of important. It says you've got a high level consolidation for a little while. So this is going to be a very important. I should also go to Microsoft because that had a good earnings yesterday. It's up 10.49 at 409.53. It made a low, and I actually mentioned to subscribers, we are long it. We've had trading positions as well. We've taken little bits off. We actually took something off right just underneath the all-time high, and we've sort of stepped back saying, I don't want to short it. I don't want to have a mixed picture. I'm quite prepared to do that with the Dow where we're long and we're short. That's different. We have long-term positions. We can have short-term positions. But this is most important, that in Microsoft, you see how sharply it was coming down from this double top peak C1, C2 that acts like a peak D. And the candle that's forming, if this becomes a Chapman wave Roman candle by closing just a little bit above where it is, let's say, 409 right now. If it can close, it's too late for that. That's the midpoint. If it closed right here, it would be a Chapman wave, a small Chapman wave green Roman candle. So that would say if any time next week there is, I shouldn't talk about this. The day's not even an hour long, but I'll just say this is the technique that I use. If at any point next week it closes under 396, that's a good chance that it's going to pull back and fill a chunk of the gap. All right. But in the meantime, it's acting really well. a nice follow through to the earnings report. Sometimes these things pop up overnight and the next day, woof, they give them all back. But now you've got an island reversal. Let me just draw this in. I'm going to draw it in with a circle, but usually circle implies something else for me, but I'm just going to do that just to show you. This is an island reversal, right? So it's got a lot of room to fill it in, but so far it's acting really well. That pink 9-period moving average in Microsoft is still weak. It needs to cross positive, and then you've got yourself not just a test of the high of 430.82, but it can go a lot higher. I think it needs more time before it gets that kind of momentum. We'll see. Now I'm going to go. I had a question. I just need to get the question here because I want to go through everything. So the thanks, Fletcher and the Dan. Michigan final April consumer sentiment at 77.2. Estimate was 77.9. They're within the ballpark. Michigan April 1 year expected inflation at 3.2% versus 2.9%. All right, so that's interesting. The market is liking that data. Now, I'm going to do this for the moment. I want to show you. I did the Dow, I did the S&P. Let me just do the QQQ right now. QQQ at the high of the day at 430.80. Very nice action. This is a good sign. And if you put it together with something like a Tesla, Tesla had for 3 days, it's gapped up and held the gap. Still, and the 9-period moving average, look how close it is to turning positive for the first time. But I'm anticipating this is kind of an important bounce to get off all that negative talk that we heard just everywhere at the beginning of the week. And that's important because Tesla always comes up with surprises. Let's put it this way. Musk always comes up with some surprise for the market regarding Tesla. Now, I want to go to SMHs. SMHs is a semi. I'm going to go through everything right now because I want to do it. I do my overview for my subscribers, about an hour-long overview every weekend, going through all the stuff that we're looking at, what we have, how positions are doing, what we're looking, what we want to buy, et cetera, et cetera. And SMH is right now up 416 at 216.37. That 9-period moving average is moving better, but it hasn't crossed positive. It's going to have another 6 points or so before it can cross positive. The MACD still hasn't crossed positive, and the stochastics at 36%. On-balance volume is rallying, and that's a good sign. And this is actually still a gray leg A. Gray because I haven't got confirmation yet with any of the major technicals crossing positive. So this is called a gray A. Take a moment here, make it gray. There it is, gray A, because I haven't got any official count to say it's in a buy signal or even a buy mode. But look at that weekly chart. That's to say there's a really good chance that even with NVIDIA moving up nicely, I typed it in the wrong place. NVIDIA, I don't want to go through all those round numbers again, but what I do want to say is NVIDIA, I almost thought about going long NVIDIA, but, that was a tough call. And one of the reasons is we've got a round number 974.00 high on the 8th of March, and then the double top just under it. And then it comes tumbling down and it goes to 756.06. Was that a signal or what was it? But look what happened. I spoke about this the other day. I said that day, the 19th of April, it had a 462.00 close. That's a good sign. And here it is at 863. What a nice indicator. 120 points higher.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the US futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi, folks. So I just want to mention, I was asked about, I've now gotten a little bit more refined in the idea of the two-click session. I need a little more time just to be able to discuss it publicly. I'm still in the experimental stage, but two-click session is where you identify a market turn that has the potential to give you an entry point early on in the session, and then do nothing until way later in the session, and then you click and take it off. Either it's a buy or a sell. And it's worked a couple of times, but to refine it to the point where you can give it specificity, almost as if you could use a program to get it, that's the difficulty, because there are just slight variations every once in a while, and that's really what you have to modify. So let's go back. We were talking about NVIDIA, huge move up, 41 points at 868. It was looking terrible. What I said is you can't dismiss it, even though I was looking at the downside, because that 9-period moving average in the weekly chart was so much higher than the 14-period moving average. And look at that. Look how it's making an M-shaped pattern with this move up today. Now, there are a couple of things that I can talk about. I don't want to do that right now because I promised myself that I would go through on a Friday, technical Friday. I want to go through this on a purely technical basis with all the different, as many indexes and stocks as I can. So here we go. So that's NVIDIA. Remember, we had MSTR. That was MicroStrategy. Fantastic round numbers at its all-time high. Drops, and then it makes a round number open the day that it made its low, around about the 16th or 17th of the month, and it's trying to rally off that 1258.00 open. It did get to the 1380s, and now it's trading at 1277. So it doesn't always work, but it's the number of highs that we made with round numbers. Look at this, even BRK.B, which is Berkshire Hathaway, still acting quite poorly. It made this 430.00 round number the week of the 26th of Feb, plummets down to the 396 area. I mean, that is, Buffett must have looked and said, me losing money like this in Berkshire? It's impossible. Well, it had a good rally, but at the same time, that was quite a pullback down to the 395.66 low that was made on the 17th. I'm just looking to see, are there any round numbers at the bottoms? No. Interesting. Okay, so Berkshire Hathaway, but I want you to show you, look, the XLF is rallying nicely from its low, the most recent low. Now it has this Chapman wave falling axe formation, bumping into this resistance. You remember, this is the line that I say you can make green like that, and you can make it pink like this, and look what you get. You get, and I have to apologize, I don't know, on my TFN email, actually my emails all together on one of my systems, I just don't seem to be getting everything, and there are a couple of people that always email me, and I haven't had anything in the last couple of days. I will try to get that organized over the weekend maybe, or into early next week. So I don't think I'm really getting what I need to see, but I have got some. I don't know why I'm not getting others. But here's the Chapman wave inside wedge, a technique I developed a long time ago. Look how many, so that's the first one. So this is really the first real test, because that's your trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth session in the last month where it's trying to break the Chapman wave inside track resistance, which is in the falling axe formation. And if the XLF, the S&P Select Financial Spider Fund, can trade at 41.32 or higher anytime next week, any day, just intraday even, that'll be the first break of this trend line. That'll be important. If you look at KRE, which is finally having a decent bounce off the lows that were made, if I can just get that to show right there. This is the regional banks. We were in it and we got out, and I haven't done anything yet because it's just not showing the kind of strength that I would like to see. That was a really nice lift off from 45.45. If you're in it in the 46s, at 48 you can hold it and just say, hey, now's the opportunity, because you've had more than 1 or 2 bars at the inside track resistance. Let's see if that happens. I want to see this go higher, the regional banking ETF. I think it's really important for the general market. Now, the other thing that I'm looking at is, so that's that. I wanted to get that. Let's just go through high-grade copper. Let me go through these. I haven't done this. High-grade copper, new recovery high at 4.585. You see these minerals are really moving. I mean, look at this. This is a beautiful move to the upside. Leg C, only a leg C in a breakout pattern in the weekly chart, and a leg D in the month. So this is very strong. Remember, we were looking at FDX. I think I did that in Tommy's show. Yeah, so this is a 4.58 for high-grade copper. SCCO, that made us high. Now it's digesting gains. It's very interesting. I love the way things rotate through the different sectors. So the FCX, SCCO, and we have FCX, and we have, COCPER. I think copper, that's the ETF. Yeah, look at that. Leg E, doji candle, 28.53 right now. Leg E daily, leg E weekly, and leg D monthly. Looks like it wants to tackle the high that was made. This is the U.S. Copper Index Fund. Looks like it wants to tackle the high that was made in March of 2023 at 25.42. Hey, what am I, 25.42? No, that can't be right. Yeah, 30.12. Well, that's not too far away. It's only $1.50, $1.60. All right. So with that said, I wanted to go now to bonds. So look, here's the bonds. The bonds are trying to rally. They're up 30 seconds. Yeah, that 9-period moving out. Let me just open this out. So this is pattern that I look at. This is the arch formation. It's like a dreaded H. But so far, it's taken its time coming down. And that just says the low that was made in the, I'll do the TLT because that's what most people can look at. Not everybody can get the futures. So the TLT 82.42 was the low back, I think it was in October of last year. It rallies to just over 100, and now it's pulled back. And what I had said yesterday is this Chapman Wave inside track propellant zone is going to be really important. We just nicked the downside again today. This week is now trading on the line. It is attempting to turn up. The stochastic's at 11%. On balance volume is still pulling back. The MACD is negative. The 9-period moving average under the 14 is a negative. So you have to look at that's a weekly chart. So you have to look at the daily and say the daily histogram of the MACD is improving a little bit, but the price hasn't crossed positive yet, but it's trying to. The stochastic's at 19.11%. That's improving a little bit, but that on balance volume says that the selling pressure, because this is a look back period, the selling pressure has been so intense that even bouncers haven't been able to really change this 9-period moving average very much. So let me just make it as clear as possible as I see it for the yields. And I'll do that as soon as I return. The Dow's up 196, S&P's up 54. Very good action. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour, Friday the 26th of April. I'll be back in a few minutes to go on with some, and I had some questions. Now I see some questions coming. Okay, I'll be back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So here's the issue. The issue is with the TBT, that is the inverse, the ultra-short Lehman 20-year Treasury T-bond fund. There's a chance that this is actually an F right here in the weekly in the daily chart, only a C in the weekly chart. But what I am looking at here is that after this tremendous selling pressure in bonds and the buying pressure for yields, that there's just a little bit of a sort of digestive phase at this particular point, and that would help. That will help areas like we go to the builders. Look, here's Toll Brothers, Toll. But I don't think there's a big change yet in the rate system. So Toll Brothers having a nice bounce up 2.65. Yeah, I think that the top that was made at 130, it was just over 130 right here. That was 130.63 on the 1st of April. I think that's going to be there for a little bit longer, that top. So the question came in, ExxonMobil, because I'm going through different areas. Yeah, ExxonMobil, very sharp move down today, 4.71. Now, I don't know, is this a dividend thing or play or what is this? It's almost like a one-to-one from the this high that was made, all-time high was made. I don't remember if this is all-time. I know it's the most recent high of 123.75. I actually spent a little time trying to see if there were any round numbers to give me clues here, and there weren't. But there was one at the open on the 23rd of April at 120.00. Let me just follow that again. There we go, there we go, there we go. And today it is, and 119 open today. So 120 and then 119, and here it is trading at 116.69. Maybe someone can tell me, is that, let me just look in the Tiger YouTube. Because isn't XOM in the classic distribution stage of their stock chart process? Oh, eyeballs, that's a good one. I have this, let me go to this weekly chart just to show you something very interesting. Now, I don't think, when we're talking about distribution phase, that's a tough one for me. Why? Because ExxonMobil is in an area that is still in much demand as a multinational oil company. But most importantly, the high that was made just recently has the stochastic at 89% in the weekly chart. The MACD is good. So I have to consider that there's a chance, and I don't know if this is going to be, that this is a leg B to the upside in the weekly chart. And if you look at these spikes to the upside and the low that was made here, this is either a brand new A, or I have to consider that this went to an EF, and now there's a new A, B, C, D, E, F. I have to make a whole new way of looking at this as an alternate count in the monthly chart. So I'm just going to say it's a really good question. It's something just flashed across my mind the other day, not distribution, the fact that Exxon's making the high when oil itself is really, it's at the sort of kind of the highs, but it's really not breaking out yet. So this is something that I looked at because I looked at it together with CVX, and that's Chevron. Chevron is under-participating. It's actually doing well. Was that an earnings thing? Anybody know what that is for Exxon? I don't know. I could check it out, but I'll do it right now. So let me just check. So let me go here. Exxon. Next earnings. Do they tell me? According to earnings. Okay, so tell me. Give me a clue. Oh, there it is. Okay. April 26th. Today's the 26th. So ExxonMobil Common Corporate is expected to report earnings on 4/26 before market opens. Report will be for the fiscal year. Okay, when do they do the dividend? Oh, that'll be in a little while. Okay, so that must have been disappointing. So I don't know. It's a good question. Wow, I wouldn't have even thought of it because it was acting so well up until yes. All right, I'll have to think about that. I don't think it's distribution. I think Exxon's still really a major company. Oil's not going away, not for a while. So no, and what happened with the batteries? They'll just buy. They can afford to buy 10 battery companies. They can buy anything they want. So that's what's going to happen when oil starts to dissipate, so that we having fewer and fewer gas stations. You'll have electric charging stations, and I think Exxon will be one of those. All right, so that's that. Let's look at the USO. I can't answer the question other than to say it's acting really poorly today after the earnings report. USO is the United States Oil, made a peak F in 83s just the other day, about a week or so ago. There's your F. And now it is pulling back. This is a peak D in the weekly chart and a leg C in the monthly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm just saying to you, I think oil is holding very well. I don't see it breaking out just yet. Okay, that's really what I wanted to say. If the USO, the United States Oil Fund, closes above 84.50 any day in the next 2 weeks, that's something completely different. All right, question came in. Basil, could you look at the E-minis? Is this a short-term top? Let me go to that. So I typed this in before in that break. I haven't looked at it now, but let me just go to that. Oh, let me go right here. That there was a top in the 1-minute chart. I was about to pull the trigger, and I thought, nah, it will distract me from. Oh, there it is. So there was this pullback right here, and it did pull back from a peak F. And now it's trying to rally. It's making an H to M pattern, arch to a lowercase m pattern. This is a peak B in the 10-minute and the 5-minute chart, and a peak A in the 10-minute. This is where it gets where you can only use the technical indicators. You can overthink it, but all you have to do is follow. Look, the 5-minute 9 is over the 14. The 1-minute turned pink. The 5 is still strong technically. The 10 is still strong technically, but if at 5:31, if there is a close under 5124, yes, 5123 is the 200 period exponential moving average in the 1-minute chart. If there is a close in the next hour below that, I think we could start to see some profit taking going into the close today. But at this point, it's still holding pretty well. I'll be back. There are a lot of areas I want to cover when I return.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF. Look at this resistance in the monthly chart. This Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone, it just has not yet broken above it. I suspect that when gold, the GDX, that's the gold miners, playing catch up to gold itself, starts to trade on a weekly basis and turns the 37.50 to 38.20 area into kind of a magnet on the upside, that'll raise the base of support, and that's going to be important. At this particular point, it's still lagging quite a lot. Had a very nice bounce. It's unchanged right now, 34.34. Made a high, just as peak D in the weekly chart, peak E in the daily chart, right on the, that was April the 10th, was it? 12th, April the 12th at 35.75, holding very well. Let's look at silver. Silver is trading right now. It is down a little bit. Yep, down 6 cents at 27.57. This is having a little difficulty. And sometimes it broke above the inside. Oh, I must make that the way I normally do. Oh, what's happening? Oh, that's why I wanted to restart. Oh, I don't want to do anything here that suddenly has me shutting down without saving. So let me just do this. You see, it broke the Chapman Wave inside wedge repellent zone. It's gone nicely above it. But the big square, the big rectangle that I say that silver has been in forever. Look at this. Since 2020, around about July of 2020, it goes to the 30, just over 32. But it's been stuck between basically, yeah, it got to 20, but let's say stuck between 21 and that 32 area. Really, not even 32. It's really 30, not even 31, just what it's called a 31. So it's been stuck for a long time, but it's now, for the first time, you can say that it's building a second cup formation. So that cup formation goes from there to there. In fact, over the weekend, I'm going to do some work on this this continuous silver chart. Why? Well, actually, let me just go to the SLV, because that doesn't get, what happens in the continuous contract, the price gets smoothed out, and then my data is my notations in different places. Look here, this is 27.98 was iShares Silver Trust, high back in February of 2021. Comes down to the 16s, pops up. This is a Chapman Wave Roman candle. We've got a few days to go before we wrap up the month of April. But so far, there's a Chapman Wave inside, a reverse green Roman candle. If at any point there's a daily close in the weekly chart above 26 then that says there's going to be a good chance that it goes to the high that was made, the most recent high, under the 27.98 major high of 2021, and the 27.24. So just under it, there could be a tackle of that. But this says it's going to take a little bit more for silver to do that. It's lagging a little bit right now. And yes, they are playing catch up to the core prices of the futures. But here's the other thing I want to look at. Look at the dollar. The dollar right now is trading up from the low, but it's still down 24 cents at 105.91. But look, the 9-period moving average is holding so fantastically. It's doing well when you think about what gold's doing. They're independent, remember. But this is the international currency of merit. Gold is the go-to place when there's conflagration around the world, or if there's a huge financial fiasco, gold is in play. But that's not the case. So this is something slightly different. So the dollar is holding beautifully in the daily chart. Weekly chart is at a peak C, constantly making a new high. Today, there's not enough time. And the monthly is, I can just say it's improving. Let me take a sip of tea. So with all that said, this market is kind of where it was a few days ago before this craziness of the big sell-off, and that was Meta. Let's see where Meta's trading right now. Meta's trading down $3.53 at 437.83. Had a huge sell-off. And that sell-off, I think it's going to stay in place because I don't see any signs yet that people can get the sense that Meta is going to turn around. A lot of money is going to be spent. That's what Zygmunt said. So I think it's kind of out of play. And one by one, they've been losing pace. AMZN, Amazon. That was holding very well. And then all of a sudden, boom. And there's a big slump yesterday, almost like a Chapman wave green Roman candle. Today it's gapped up. It's up 4.76 at 178.42. But this is what I'm saying. I need to just show you this here, how important it is. The 9-period moving average, let's go to Amazon. All we've got here is the daily chart and the price, big, thick gray. 9-period moving average is green when it's above the black 14-period moving average and pink when it's negative. And look, it's turned down. So that says to me in the shorter term, I'm not looking at the weekly chart, I'm looking at the data. Amazon's struggling a little bit, and until the pink 9-period moving average goes positive and turns green, it's kind of stuck, and you can do that all over the show. I had a question about Alcoa. Alcoa, look at that. It's holding very nicely. It's up 63 cents at 36.56. And it's walking the 9-period. No, it's walking the 14-period moving average, using the 9-period moving average as support. This is still very good. What was the other question I got here? Oh, GE. Is GE finally taking a breather? Well, in a way it is. It's up 31 cents at 161.58. But look at that 9-period moving average. Since it crossed positive on November the 7th at 90.07, here it is at 161.62. And this one indicator would have kept you in that stock. It's amazing, right? Look, here's Microsoft. There's a little difference here. The reason why I still like Microsoft is because not of the daily chart. That's the reason why I think it's still going to be digesting gains. But if you go to the weekly chart, it's still holding very well. Yeah, look, Amazon's also holding very well in the weekly charts. That's why I'm saying I'm anticipating that there's a digestive phase that's unfolding right now. You can't get carried away to thinking about, oh my God, this is the end of the world. No. As long as those weekly charts are holding. That's the reason why I got concerned when I was looking at weekly charts making peak D. But as long as those 9-period moving averages are holding well, it says consolidation. If you come back after having consolidation nicely above the green is still holding and the price is nicely over the green 9-period moving average, that means you've held very well through the consolidation. Next question I had was GM. So I needed to show you GE here with the chart of the weekly. Look, this is still really strong, F/B. So even here, if it is digesting gains, it's doing so with a very strong 9 period over the 40. I mean, this is a company that just remorphed. It's a completely different company. Aircraft engines, electric equipment, appliances, all that stuff. Now they've split off. This is now General Electric Aerospace. Is that what it's called? What's it called? General Electric Company. This is mostly the aerospace, I think, division. Hey, what's Boeing doing? Oh, Boeing.
Tigers, the inaugural session of Live Trading Fridays with Larry Pesavento was a massive success. Trades were communicated, questions were answered, and money was made. Every second and fourth Friday of the month, from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, Larry wants you to join him as he places live trades and takes your questions. That's right, with this monthly subscription, you receive access to 2 live trading events. We are gearing up for the next session Friday, April 26th, so there's still time to sign up. For this month only, use code LarryLive at checkout in order to secure $50 off your monthly subscription price for as long as you subscribe to the service. We'll see you next Friday, April 26th, Tigers. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you, look, wheat is moving, the DB Agriculture Fund that we still have is just having a little digestive phase now. It hit an all-time high of 26.50. It's trading right now at 26.14. Usually C, I'm calling it a C in the weekly. It could actually only be a B. But look at this, wheat. Wheat, very strong, going towards the 636 level. The 200-period moving average is at 623. This is a continuous contract. Soybeans, kind of stalling, not going anywhere. It's just stuck. Corn had a nice bounce, and it's just trying to move. It's 451. It's trying to get to the 456s and has very strong support at 448. So you've got all these different areas that are rotating through within each own sector. So had a question about AIQ. AIQ, that is the Global X Artificial Intelligence. We are still long. We've taken quite a bit of money off, but we're still a long core position. It's digesting gains. This is the artificial intelligence ETF. Had a question about, what was it? Nike. Nike is trading quite nicely. It's at 94 point. We are long Nike. It's trading at 94.91, and that's what I mean within sections. Some of the sections in this whole apparel area, some have done fabulously. Some have just been taken to the cleaners. Good one. So now what we're looking at for coming up for the close today, the Dow is now lagging. It was a leader, now it's lagging. I'm watching this closely because it's saying it's still kind of struggling here. The S&P is leading. It's doing very nicely. The QQQs have come back strongly. Whether this is a bounce or not, we've got to go into Tuesday. And if you start to see, let me just do this real quickly, the QQQ, let's use that because it includes the semiconductors. Trading at 431. If by Tuesday's close, it is above 425, it's at 431 right now, but especially if it's in the 434 to 435 area, it says, you know what, this rotation is going to take a little bit of time, and we're going to see flurries to the upside and support on the downside. We could go sideways, in fact, for a week, and that'll be very important. Have a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the weekend, and I will see you on Monday.